And welcome back, everyone, for Week 12 of the 2016 NFL season. I went 4-0 against the spread last week with my picks. That makes us 7-1 the last 2 weeks. So we're heating up just in time for the big push of the NFL season. Here are this week's picks. The first game we're going to look at has the Cincinnati Bengals going to Baltimore, where the Ravens are 4.5-point favorites at home. You know, the Bengals never really could get on track offensively this year. They had some injuries all season long, and then now they've just lost their stud wide receiver, A.J. Green. Now they'll be playing a Baltimore team that has been taking advantage of their schedule. They've beaten the teams that they should beat, and they've taken advantage of teams that have been hurt. A couple of weeks ago, they beat Pittsburgh when Roethlisberger wasn't 100%. I think they're going to do the same thing here. So let's lay the points, and let's take Baltimore minus 4.5. The second game we're going to look at has the San Francisco 49ers going to Miami, where the Dolphins are 7.5-point favorites at home. Long trip for San Francisco. It's going to be like a 10 o'clock game for them local time. Last week, the Dolphins pulled one out as Ryan Tannehill has been playing a lot better. I've been mentioning that in the last couple of weeks. He's been a much better quarterback. The problem was in that game last week, why it was so close, is that the Dolphins were missing half of their offensive line. The left guard, Tunsil, had to replace the left tackle, Albert, who had been out earlier, and then Mike Pouncey, the center, was out. I think all three of those guys are going to come back this week. Now, nobody has been running the ball as well as Miami the last, say, 6 games or so. San Francisco is the worst team against the run defensively, so I think Miami will run right through them all game. It's a little bit high, 7.5 points, but I think they'll do it. Let's lay those points. Let's take the Miami Dolphins minus 7.5. The third game we're going to look at has the Tennessee Titans going to Chicago, where the Bears are 3.5-point dogs at home. Now, the Bears have lost their quarterback, Jay Cutler, again. When they lost him before, Brian Hoyer came in and performed all right, but now they're going to be going with Matt Barkley, and that's a big step down. And, of course, they lost Alshon Jeffrey a couple of weeks ago to a suspension. They've lost their tight end, Zach Miller, to an injury. They're just not going to have enough offense to keep up with a high-scoring Tennessee team that sort of laid an egg last week offensively. I think they're going to come back this week really strong and score up a lot of points, and Chicago just won't be able to match that. So let's lay the points, and let's take the Tennessee Titans minus 3.5. And the fourth game we're going to look at has the Seattle Seahawks going to Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers are 5.5-point dogs at home. The Buccaneers went into Kansas City and pulled out a good win, beating a team that had only lost 2 games out of their last 19. Tampa Bay seems to play better on the road, and they are one of the worst home teams, as I have learned the hard way this year. Now they get a Seattle team that is playing as well as they've played all year, going back to a couple of years ago when they were an elite team. Russell Wilson is now back to pretty well 100%. Graham, the tight end, is contributing. Of course, that defense is really strong. This is a team that went into New England and beat the Patriots a couple of weeks ago by a touchdown. So, you know, they're only spotting less than that, and I think that's very doable here. So let's take the Seattle Seahawks minus 5.5. I have one over-under play this week. As Arizona goes to Atlanta, that total is 50. Arizona scores a lot of points, gives up a lot of points. Atlanta, same thing, maybe the highest scoring offense in the league. This number should sail well over, so let's take over 50. Here's my Let's Take the Man's Money parlay play for this week. We came so close last week, 7 out of 8, but we're going to get it this time. We'll take Baltimore minus 4.5, Miami minus 7.5, Tennessee minus 4.5, Seattle minus 5.5, and we'll take that over 50 in the Arizona-Atlanta game. And let's throw in the New York Giants on the money line. A $25 bet will get us $871.92. Here's my 6-game teaser play. We got it last week. We're going to get it again. We're going to tease all the games 6 points. A little complicated. Just take your time and follow me. We're going to tease Baltimore down and 6 points and make them 1.5-point dogs. We'll tease the LA Rams up 6 points, make them 13-point dogs. We'll tease the Giants down, make them 1-point favorites. We'll tease Miami down and make them 1.5-point favorites. We'll tease Tennessee down, make them 1.5-point dogs, and we'll tease Seattle down and make them a 0.5-point favorite. A $25 bet will get us $175. And because it's Thanksgiving this week in America, there are 3 games. So let's do a special Thanksgiving 6-game, 6-point teaser for the games on Thanksgiving. We'll tease Minnesota up and make them 8.5-point dogs. We'll also tease that number up 6 points and make the total 49 and take the under. We'll tease Washington Redskins up to 6 points to make them 13-point dogs. And we'll tease that number down 6 points and take over 45. And in the Pittsburgh game, we got the Andrew Luck injury, so that number has been pushed to 9. Let's tease it down 6 points. For Pittsburgh will now be favored by 3. I still think they'll cover that. And we'll tease the number up 6 points and take under 53. Did you get all that? Well, I'll leave it right here beside my big fat head. A $25 bet will get us, again, $175. Good luck, everyone. Here are my straight-up picks for this week. And here's an update for the GeoKnows Awards for the Prognosticator of the Year. In the straight-up pool, West Coast Martin has caught up to Bridgewater's Finest. Both of them are leading the way with 99 each, followed by Andrew Warren 520 at 97. And in the Against the Spread pool, Half Moon's Picks continues to lead. That's Steve Coleman with 88, followed by Bridgewater at 83, and yours truly at 82. Okay, and those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page. Lots of great prognosticators there. I'll leave the link below. I realize that some of you aren't on Facebook, and I've been getting a lot of requests for my Twitter picks. I really haven't been posting on Twitter. The Facebook page keeps me very busy, but I promise I'm going to start doing that as well. So if you like, you can follow me on Twitter at gioknows, naturally, at gioknows. Okay. For the GeoKnows YouTube channel, I am Geo. Happy Thanksgiving, America. And let's take the man's money.